Hey there, and welcome to episode 4 of Jazzy-Bytes, the channel where we talk about all things video game related, with me, Jazz. It's the 29th of April 2020, we're in the middle of the UK lockdown, and I really hope you guys are staying safe out there. I'm going to be talking about two games today, Resident Evil for the Game Boy Color, and Resident Evil 2 for the PlayStation 4, but in particular that alligator moment and jump scares in general. So, Resident Evil was in full development for the Game Boy Color back in 1999. It was a software house called HotGen that were making it. They intended for every single room to be in the game, for every single cutscene to be in the game, and for every single item to be in the game as well. Ultimately, the project was cancelled by Capcom. They just felt the game was below par, and it was about 3/4 finished at that point. So, in 2012, an individual who remained anonymous released the ROM online, made it available for download, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So without further ado, let's get to it. Right, here we go. Again, eternal apologies about the terrible quality, screen against screen. I will improve the quality of these videos over time. I just loaded up the Master Boy emulator here on the PlayStation Portable. So let's hit start. So I'm going to select Dual Valentine. I feel that 8 inventory slots is always advantageous. Then we have the mansion in all its glory. Obviously no voice acting. What is this? Wow, what a mansion. You can almost hear the original characters' voices in your head when you're playing this. Where's Chris? Stop it. Don't open that door. But Chris is... What is it? Maybe it's Chris. I kind of feel that it doesn't matter what version of this that you play, as soon as you see Wesker, you're just almost screaming, don't trust him at the screen. And certainly never trust anyone that wears sunglasses indoors. If I was being quite critical of this, then I could say that Barry seems to look a lot like I'd expect the model for Chris Redfield to look like. Wesker does appear to be a little bit looking like Leon Kennedy in this. Dining room area. And the dining room does appear to be missing a dining table, but anyway. The interesting thing that strikes me is that it's got the tank controls straight off. No matter which way you're facing, up is always forward, and likewise back is always backwards, turning on the spot left and right. Okay, there's a run button. No. May have to push that clock around a little bit later. Pretty sure that Barry may have found some blood, and I'm pretty sure he hopes it's not Chris's blood. Always wondered why Barry stayed here examining just the same spot, but you know. Okay, right. Inventory, select. Classic Resident Evil inventory. Nope, that's back. Probably should have learned the controls properly before I started making this video. Use and equip. Lovely. Right, let's go back. Let's just test. I'd want shoulder buttons for combat. Nope. She's pointing the gun. So let's assume that maybe... Yeah, there we go. Right. Certainly feel like I want to go through this door. Certainly feel like I want to go left through this door and just see what's hanging around. I wonder what could be around this corner. Let's have a look, shall we? My first true jump scare as a child on the PlayStation version. Oh, back up out of here. Whoa, okay. Come on then. Huh. He goes down. Well, onto his knees. It's hoping to one of our STARS members. Yes, I'm absolutely going to rob his corpse. Don't know if it's worth considering taking the gold from his teeth at this point. That's obviously as Kenneth, one of the Bravo team STARS members. Doesn't seem too distressed at finding her colleague dead. Well, I'm not going to lie, this is actually kind of quite horrible to play. Fun, but horrible. Let's see if Barry has finished examining that spot of blood. Yeah, he appears to have done. That's another zombie down. On its knees, apparently. Jill's very switched on there. Kenneth has been killed, possibly by this creature that she found eating him. Now it's Wesker's turn to disappear. Okay. Right, before I get accused of being a worse actor than the actors that were in the original PlayStation 1 FMVs, I think I'll stop it there. So there we go, Resident Evil for the Game Boy Color. Well, more or less. It's blocky, it's slow, but it's fun to delve into if you get the chance. Right, on to Resident Evil 2. And here we have Resident Evil 2 for the PlayStation 4. Now, jump scares are defined as being an abrupt change in the imagery or the event. It's a very basic building block of horror. I didn't think they could do it so well in this game, not after the jump scares were just so fantastic in Resident Evil 7. However, they took one of my favourite sequences from the PlayStation original and... there it is. There's your jump scare. Excellent reactions by the characters involved. There's Ada there pretending that she cares. And the pursuit is on. The graphics are fantastic. This is a terrifying sequence. The music is done like that kind of chase intensity kind of music. You can almost forgive the fact and forget the fact that you're only moving left and right to try and get through this sequence. So we're now building up. The alligator's going to make one final big push. It's coming for you. split-second save. Absolutely classic moment. Hey there. I hope you enjoyed my very brief insight into Resident Evil on the Game Boy Color, along with Resident Evil 2 and my thoughts on jump scares. Now, there is one honourable mention I'm gonna need to make. It's the definitive version of portable Resident Evil 1. Resident Evil Deadly Silence on the Nintendo DS. This is a fantastic version of the game. It's everything that Game Boy Color version should have been but couldn't have been. One of the best things. I don't even need to do my dodgy voiceover when I'm playing it. So, that brings episode 4 to a close. I hope you enjoyed it. You stay safe during this lockdown, and peace out.